Assault on a lifeguard at Tower 32.
Are you arresting me?
The Wedge. This world-famous boogie boarding and body surfing spot is known for producing waves in excess of 25 feet. Today, warm weather and perfect conditions at the Wedge have brought hundreds to ride the huge waves. However, like any precious natural resource, sometimes there's not enough to go around.
The Wedge, being the spectacle that it is, it draws a huge observer crowd down here. And for the most part, people are wanting to have a nice day, watch the surf, and be excited. Occasionally, tempers run high, and people will get into it with each other.
Get the out of here, bro! My way! What are you gonna do, bro? What are you gonna do?
I was on the tower, and initially I broke up the altercation when it just began. The two gentlemen had exited the water and were beginning to fight.
My way!
I just got down here.
Anytime at Wedge, when the surf gets 8 to 10 feet or larger, big egos come out, and when those egos collide into each other, we get fights on the beach and in the water. Both of them are smart enough to know that if they throw a punch at me, that I'm a peacekeeper and that they're going to go to jail for that. That's when it stopped, but then it started back up again on the back of the beach when I told them both to leave. After that small altercation was separated, the two gentlemen found each other on the back of the beach. One of them threw a punch which knocked the other guy to the ground, and he hit his head on a rock on the way down.
While lifeguard Joseph tends to the victim's bleeding head, lifeguard Bob Maripol arrives on scene and quickly radios for additional police support.
5323 requesting PD for surfer altercation behind the Wedge Tower.
When I drove up, there was a guy who was bleeding from his head. He already had a bandage from the tower guard. The tower guard was treating him.
I didn't even touch you, man. You did, homie. Yeah, you did.
My main concern at that point is to make sure there's no more fighting because we don't need anybody else getting hurt, make sure the lifeguards aren't involved.
Hey, officer, that's the guy that attacked me right there.
He had blood trickling down from the top right side of his head, down his face. His nose was bloody. He had blood coming out of his mouth and blood all over the front of his wetsuit.
With Newport Beach police now on scene, the two men involved in the altercation are separated and questioned.
And I didn't hit him, man. Other people hit him. I just was in between the things.
I don't know what happened. I was like, do something, bro. You want to, you're arguing all day. Do something, bro. I'm not scared of you. Yeah. You like socked me or did something right here. And I fell on the rocks or something.
People tend to get their adrenaline pumped up and then blood starts flowing, and there's only so many waves that come through. And it's a very individualized sport. You can't share a wave.
Lifeguard dispatch, receiving a 911 call, Ocean Beach. Sounds like it's a vehicle versus a woman.
Copy that.
We received a 911 call of an unknown medical aid.
The woman's claiming she was hit by a vehicle trying to take a parking space. She's sitting on top of her cooler.
Sergeant Harris and lifeguard Lonnie Stevens arrive expecting the worst.
You're still sitting in the same place? I am? You're still sitting in the same damn place? Have another drink. My name's James.
I haven't had one drink.
What do you want in the Department of Motor Vehicle?
Basically, it wasn't a medical aid. It was a dispute between a parking spot over a parking spot.
Do you have any medical condition?
I have asthma, bad.
Okay, ma'am. We need paramedics.
I'd like to keep you on the beach.
Is there anything that we need to do for you medically?
Okay. All right.
She basically stated that she was saving a parking spot, and a gentleman in a car tried to come in, and according to her story, was to take the spot from her, and that he kept pushing forward until she either fell or was run over by the car.
This particular individual had a cooler full of, personal items, and she refused to move them, so I ran the over and parked my car in the parking spot. She claimed injury, so I called 911 in case she was injured. I'm just like, yeah, you're just laying there trying to look injured so that I look bad. Let's call a spade a spade. Then her husband showed up.
How did all this stuff get like that?
We kicked it out from under
That's what I'm saying. What person would do this?
We kicked it out from under us.
We're not going to get into it right now, guys.
The 911 call has triggered a response from paramedics and police.
We call 911, everybody just comes.
I had taken a cooler how hard this to sit on.
Ran me over. I was sitting right there.
In this case, it wasn't a medical aid. We ascertained that fairly early, so we were able to separate the individuals.
Write down her name, some witness information.
When police arrived, they delved down more into who's at fault and what needs to happen to resolve the situation.
In the end, both parties were in the wrong. In San Diego, it's illegal to hold a public parking spot while someone else is waiting. It's also illegal to run over someone's personal property. If this had been a football game, the referees would have called offsetting penalties and replayed the down. Both parties were warned and advised to have a good day at the beach.
Have a good day.
Long Beach, California is home to one of the busiest harbors in the world. Here, the average temperature during the summer is 81 degrees. And for the countless sailors, the wind speed averages almost 7 miles per hour. For Long Beach Fire Department lifeguard Robert Hamilton,
You guys all right?
this means all kinds of boats
Hey, Nacho, how's it going?
and all kinds of problems.
Guys, hold up. Hold up, guys. Are we getting a ticket? Do you want one? We have life jackets for all the kids. Anybody under 13 has to wear one at all times. Meet me at that dock right over there. Something wrong here. Okay, we are making an enforcement stop on this boat. We pulled them over because they should have a life jacket on board for every adult. One small accident, they all go in the water, the kids drown, the adults, who knows? We're off the oceanfront on 16. We're gonna be on a vessel stop at Davies as well. Our job is to educate the public, not necessarily give them a ticket. Not everybody needs a citation, but sometimes they do need a citation in order for them to really take it to heart and understand. If we just let everybody go, then they just go and keep doing the same thing over and over and over. So we're gonna talk to them and see what else they do or don't have. All right, we couple things. Need life jackets for everybody. Okay, sir, let me talk, please. First of all, this life jacket here is not a child's life jacket. If she falls in, that thing's gonna come right over her and she's gonna go straight down and that's gonna come straight up. That's unacceptable. Okay, can you take this boat directly back to the dock? Yes, I can. Okay, and we're gonna follow you over there. Just follow me and give me all the tickets you want. Follow us. We will. Ticket meter down. Okay. I'm sure you will. We will meet you over there. Thank you. Seemed a little upset, a little agitated. I don't know what's going on. We get back to the dock, we'll step it up a little bit with them enforcement-wise.
Robert follows the boater back to the marina
I just watch a boat.
and prepares to check into the driver's suspicious behavior.
Obviously, you're agitated.
Yeah, I'm very upset.
Hey,
because you pulled us over because I didn't have life jackets for the adults.
Or the kids. The kids are
the
not
kids all had life jackets on.
No, okay, they didn't.
They did.
All right.
They all had life jackets on.
I'm not going to argue with you.
You know, I'm sorry if I've been belligerent. I don't mean to be.
Okay, got it. How much alcohol have you had today?
None.
Zero?
Zero.
I'm going to give you some tests right now. Do me a favor, stand up, please.
I need an incident number for loading under influence.
Anything that would affect this type of test whatsoever?
Nothing.
Hands together, feet together. I want you
We
to...
didn't have life jackets.
Sir, part of this test is paying attention. Most of this test is following orders.
You know, these are my neighbors.
I got that.
Right.
I got that.
You're embarrassing the out of me.
Not real cooperative with us, so we're discussing what to do with them. I'm running him through a battery of tests right now for boating under the influence. If he passes, give him a citation, send him home. If he doesn't pass, he may end up going to jail tonight.
Lifeguard Hamilton asks the boater to balance on one foot with his eyes closed.
Foot off the ground, please.
You know, that's not easy.
All right, let's just go ahead and stop.
After failing the first test, Robert asks the man to walk 9 steps in a straight line.
6, 7, 8.
The boater maintains he hasn't been drinking, but refuses to take a breathalyzer test.
You don't have to take a breath test. That's within your rights. I'm happy for you not to. But I will tell you, and I'm going to tell you, that the fines will be up to double.
Fine, I'm not taking the test.
When the police arrive, Robert quickly brings them up to speed.
Pull them over. Obviously agitated, obviously wanting to yell at us. I run all the sobriety tests, FSTs at him. He's unable to perform 3 of the complete tests. Okay. So obviously alcohol, he refuses to pass test. So we're gonna hook and book. Okay.
Are you arresting me? Oh my God.
It's never fun when you have to arrest somebody. But when they're putting small children in the line of fire, so you have to do your job. Well, we're gonna clear from this. and he's got one in custody.
I was out in the water with my 3-year-old son, and this man approached me. He kept falling, and he was not okay. He would stand up, but then fall right back down into the water. He would just ask people that were walking by him if they could like lift him up. I could tell that he was like not in any good condition. So I ran to the lifeguard and I told him what I witnessed.
Thomas Valenti was in Tower 32 when he was approached by the witness.
So I went to investigate, and the male was lying down in about 2 feet of water. So I grabbed his hand and assisted him up, told him that we needed to go into the beach, and then he turned on me, and from there, he shoved me with 2 hands into my upper chest.
Dispatch contacting 31 Sam for assault on a lifeguard at Tower 32.
He like turned on me and like went back and then like shoved me away, and then I just backed off.
If he did that to the lifeguard, what else would he have done to somebody else?
Valenti's supervisor, Sergeant Mike Cranston, reaches out for backup.
Advising we have contacted PD.
Going to attempt to relocate him now, and he assaulted one of our lifeguards.
One of our tower guards had gone in to check on the welfare of a gentleman in the ocean, and he had turned somewhat violent, and that's just not okay. The lifeguards are here to ensure the safety of everyone and to maintain some semblance of law and order on the beach.
Take a seat on the ground, right now.
I got to protect the staff around here, and we've got to let other people know that the lifeguards are the good guys in this situation. And we need to tell them that you're not free to walk away right now.
Take a seat on the ground right now. Do not step forward, take a seat on the ground. Sorry. We're gonna help you take a seat on the ground if you don't do it for us. So take a seat on the ground.
Sorry, man.
Take a seat on the ground, or we're gonna help you do it. Please move back, ma'am.
What happened? What happened?
Beachgoers begin to notice the commotion, including the man's concerned sister.
On the ground.
He's drunk. I mean, he was drinking way too much. I know he's in the wrong, so I understand what they're doing. Yeah.
You pushed one of the lifeguards, and that is illegal to do. So we're gonna have you remaining on the ground right now. You're not free to stand up. What's your name?
Immediately he became combative. He didn't want to talk to us. He didn't want to follow any commands.
Sir, stay seated. Stay seated, sir. Stay seated. Get back down on the ground, or you're gonna get pepper sprayed. Do you want to get pepper on the ground?
And it's just not okay. We can't have that going on the beach. This one event is now sucking all of our attention and all our eyes that way. We just have to get past it and then get on to lifeguarding.
San Diego police are quickly on scene to back up the lifeguards.
Man, I'm not doing nothing. I'm not doing nothing.
It's an aspect of lifeguarding that we have some training and some tools in order to help us facilitate a peaceful outcome. It's not our favorite part of the job by any means.
Stand up for
Luckily, we don't have to do it all that often, but it had a good outcome today, and no one was injured, and everybody gets to go home.
And so when you push them, that's why he's a peace officer. You can't push a lifeguard. You can't push anybody. So you're gonna go detox, all right? Okay? You're good.
We talked to the family. They assured us that this wasn't how this gentleman usually acts, and no one was injured. So we're not going to press any charges against him. I'm sure once he sobers up, he'll realize that he made a few errors in judgment.
All right, ma'am.
I know you have a few
We'll be here
hours.
in a couple
Just
hours.
be
Get
good.
lots of water.
Just be good.
All right, we're gonna go.
Thank you.
Thanks.
He did seem quite remorseful at the end. He started to sober up and realize that he'd got himself into a situation that he didn't want to be in, and we didn't want him to be there either. It was just going to be the safest, best outcome for everyone if he was to leave the beach, and then maybe he'll come to terms with this is just not a behavior I want to engage in next time I go out for a summer's day at the beach.